A good bit of technology.
Yeah, I like that.
Ready?
Okay.
Okay. Lord Hall, welcome to the University of South Wales. You've had a look around the new atrium complex. What do you think of the facilities here?
I thought they were fabulous. I love the building. I think the quality of the kind of studio space, as it were, is great, and the space in which you can work and learn. I thought the quality of some of the equipment, I mean, I haven't seen all around the building, but the photography equipment is really kind of state-of-the-art stuff, which is absolutely great. That's what you need to keep track of what's happening technologically now. I love the breakout spaces. I think I keep saying to people, and they look at me a bit odd, but actually serendipity is really important. You bump into somebody and you have a conversation. It could be in a coffee cube, it could be in those breakout areas, and you're saying, this is what I'm doing. You say, well, have you thought about this? And then, or somebody else joins in. And I think the notion that you guys might meet up with someone from fashion or someone from dance and suddenly think, well, why don't we do this? That's wonderful. And I think those sort of cross connections are really important. But above all, I've been just impressed by the quality of the students. I mean, I just think, I guess that's you, isn't it? I'm really impressed by the kind of, you know, the ideas, the sort of passion for what they want to do. And as I said earlier to some people, I think, you know, one woman I met who's a photographer said, I didn't really know I wanted to do photography, but now I've been here and I really do, and that's what I want to do in my life. That's great.
Brilliant. And as Director General of the BBC, how important is the role of the BBC to external creative institutes to nurture talent and provide first-class training to staff who can sort of basically cross over to universities and the indie sector and then teach these skills to creative individuals?
I think it's a really important part of what the BBC does. I think you know, it's always been a kind of a training part of the media sector, you know, the BBC. I think increasingly, though, I think the connections we have with universities like this are going to be important. I'm thrilled that we're going to have 3 BBC fellows who will come and work here alongside your staff to kind of work in this building with you, and then for 3 students to come and work in the BBC. And I think that sort of move from the BBC to here, back to the BBC, I think is really important. So, you know, I hope that BBC can be a really good partner in all sorts of ways that I can't imagine, between what the faculty here and you are trying to do and what we're trying to do as broadcasters. Because in the end, you know, we can all have wonderful buildings and they really matter, but you know, and in the end, the BBC is all about ideas and about programs and about what you do with technology. It's not really about the technology; it's about the ideas. And so my job is to make sure that, you know, that we're always bringing in people with exciting ideas, you know, with a burning ambition to do things they might not be able to do elsewhere.
And if you're an aspiring journalist, producer or writer, how do you sort of stand out from the crowd in this competitive market, particularly when securing work at a major media outlet such as the BBC?
I think showing what you've done is so important, and I think you know, being able to point to things that you've done to say, look how I've tackled this, or look what I've done here, I think that's really important. And then I think persistence and passion. You know, you've got to want to do and to feel that, you know, you're burning to do something, not just, well, that's what I might have a go at this, you know. And then being persistent, because you're right, it is hard. But actually, if you've got a good idea, you know, you think of some of the great comedies or some of the great dramas, you know, people have said, look, I had 5, 6, 7, 8 goes to get this on the air, but then I got it on the air. So, you know, persistence really, really matters.
And moving forward as a creative institution, particularly during the digital age, what challenges face the BBC now?
I think we are, to use a term I've used a lot, we're riding 2 horses. I mean, there's one horse which is the traditional channels, BBC One, Radio 4, Radio 1, you know, 1 Extra, so on. And those we're doing well, and they've got very big audiences. But over on the other side is the world that you'll know very well, which is the I want it now, whenever I want it, wherever I happen to be, on whatever device I'm on. And I think the challenge we've got is to work out how and where we can take the skills we've got over here with the kind of traditional skills of making programs and all that, and taking this into this other new world, and then seeing what other forms of public service broadcasting, other needs we can answer in that world that maybe you don't see or I don't see from where I'm sitting at the moment. So that means you've got to have some young people matter, because you see the world differently, you use technology differently. But also you've got to have the ability to, you know, try out new ideas, to take risks, to fail, to learn from the failure, move on, and then do new things. And I think culturally, that's what the organisation is also going to do.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
A pleasure.
A couple more questions.